if a man was to take a step back and to reflect on the experiences that he has had with women and the relationships that he has had, he may find that in general, his experiences with women have not been very life-affirming. And so he could say that women are cold and critical and lack boundaries and perhaps are even physically abusive at times. And if he was to speak to his male friends about this, these people could also say that, yeah, this is what women are like. And perhaps their experiences have been very similar. And so although he will want to deeply connect with a woman, due to the experiences that he has had, there's going to be resistance. Because of course he is not going to want to spend too much time with a woman who is like this. And although it can seem as though this is just what women are like, and also with the feedback of his friends, this will also validate this view. It is likely to show that his inner model of women is not very positive. Because when it comes down to the experiences that he has and the women that he will come into contact with, they will largely be an effect of what is taking place within him. So if he believes, if he sees women as being cold, critical, unkind, lacking boundaries, then these are the kinds of experiences that he is going to have. In order for this to change, he will need to change his inner model of what a woman is like. He will need to change his inner mother. He will need to change his inner feminine aspect. And when it comes down to why he would have a very negative inner model of women, it can be due to what took place during his early years. So he may have been brought up by a mother who was abusive, and so she would have been cold and unkind. She would have lacked boundaries. She would have perhaps seen him as an object that had no value. And so in her eyes, he was a nothing. And not only this, she may have also, if his father was around, she may have also abused him. And so this would have also given him another negative impression of women and how men are treated by women, because of course he would have identified with his father, and this would have been seen as someone who he would grow into. And through having many, many experiences like this would have defined his inner mother. And so on one side, this would have been very painful, these experiences, but they would have also been associated as what was familiar and therefore what was safe. And so as time went by, through having this within him, so at first it would have been on the outside, and then it would have been internalized. So the mother would have been on the outside, this abusive mother, and then this abusive mother would have been internalized. And so once he left this environment, he would have ended up carrying this abusive mother within him. And so it would have been natural for him to end up being drawn to women who were like this, because consciously this is not what he wants to experience, but at a deeper level, this will be what is familiar and therefore what is seen as safe. But without this insight, because as many years will have passed, he may have completely forgot about what took place during his early years, and he may even have an idealized version of his mother, because at this stage of his life, it would have been too painful for him to acknowledge what was going on, because of course he was dependent on his mother, so he needed her. And so without this insight and being able to join the dots, so to speak, it can seem as though this is just what women are like. And so this is why it is so important for him to be able to join the dots and to see that what is taking place now that he's an adult is simply a continuation of what he experienced during his early years. And in order for his life to change, he will need to completely transform his inner mother. One term that has been used is that he will need to kill his inner mother. This can sound a bit extreme, but it is essentially what needs to take place. He will need to completely change his inner mother. And as this changes, the women he comes into contact with will be different, and so will the experiences that he has. And so if you're a man and you can relate to this, you can see that you are replaying your past, then you may need to reach out for external support so that you can gradually change your life, because you didn't deserve to suffer. You didn't deserve to be treated like dirt. You are not worthless. You are not nothing. And you are not an object. So please don't suffer in silence, and reach out for the assistance that you need to gradually change your life. If you would like to find out more about the services that I offer, please go to www.oliverjrcooper.co.uk or email me at info@oliverjrcooper.co.uk, and I'm looking forward to assisting you on your journey.